Dari Utsman ibn Affan berkata, aku mendengar Nabi SAW bersabda, sesiapa yang membaca Bismillahilladzi la yadurru ma'asmihi syai'un fil ardi wa la fis sama' wa huwa as-sami'ul alim, yang bermaksud dengan nama Allah yang dengan namanya tidak ada sesuatu pun yang dapat memberikan kemudaratan di bumi maupun di langit. Dialah yang maha mendengar lagi maha mengetahui. Sebanyak 3 kali, maka dia tidak akan ditimpa bala yang datang secara tiba-tiba sehingga subuh. Dan barang siapa yang membacanya ketika subuh sebanyak 3 kali, maka dia tidak akan ditimpa bala secara tiba-tiba sehingga petang, iaitu malam. Hadis rawahu Abu Dawud menurut Syekh Syu'ib Al-Arnud. Hadis ini adalah hasan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good day everyone. We meet again for the 4th time. How are you? I hope everyone is well and healthy and is still staying at home. Remember, the conditional movement control order to break the COVID-19 chain is not over. So, the best way you can help Malaysia to stop the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic is to stay at home. Do not go out if you do not have anything important to do. If you do need to go out, then please take the necessary precautions. As the saying goes, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Now, in the previous sessions, we have looked at 2 poems, namely The Poison Tree and The Charge of the Light Brigade. For today, I am going to discuss one more poem that you should have finished studying in Form 5, What Has Happened to Lulu. For those who have covered it, this is a revision for you. For those who have not, then this is a good opportunity for you to have a look at it. Perlis Mengaji, let's begin. So let's first take a look at the success criteria. So in this session, we are going to look at the poem What Has Happened to Lulu, and we are going to do an analysis, a line by line meaning, and also an analysis of the poem. And we are going to look at the themes and the moral values that we can find in this poem. And we will also look at tips on how to answer questions based on the poems. Right, now what can you see here? Okay, you can see a window pane, and you can see that it is quite dark outside, and look at the hand knocking on the pane. So what is happening here? Okay, what is happening here? Alright, so this animation has something to do with the poem that we are going to look at today. Right, now first let's go to the background of the writer. This is a picture of the poet. He is a 20th century poet from Cornwall, England, and his name is Charles Causley. Let's take a look at his biodata. He was born on the 24th of August, 1917 in Cornwall, England, and he passed away on the 4th of November 2003 at the age of 86, also in Cornwall, England. He wrote ballads and other forms and free verse and also children's poetry. Now, some of his notable works are collected poems from 1951 to 1987, collected poems for children, individual poems including Timothy Winters, Eden Rock, and many more. And he earned the Queen's Gold Medal for Poetry in 1967. 1967. So that is Charles Causley. Now, let's take a look at the poem. Now you can see here that there are 4 stanzas in this poem. So I will read the poem, stanza 1. What has happened to Lulu, mother? What has happened to Lulu? There's nothing in her bed but an old rag doll, and by its side a shoe. Why is her window white, mother? The curtain flapping free, and only a circle on the dusty shelf where her money box used to be. Why do you turn your head, mother? And why do teardrops fall? And why do you crumple that note on the fire and say it is nothing at all? I woke to voices late last night. I heard an engine roar. Why do you tell me the things I heard were a dream and nothing more? I heard somebody cry, mother, in anger or in pain. But now I ask you why, mother, you say it was a gust of rain. Why do you wander about as though you don't know what to do? What has happened to Lulu, mother? What has happened to Lulu? So that is the poem. So first, let us take a look at the literal meaning of some of the words and phrases in the poem. The first one is rag doll. So it's a soft doll made from pieces of cloth. So we have there a picture of a rag doll. And then wide, meaning fully open. So the window here is fully open. So it's wide open. Flapping means to move up and down or from side to side, often making a noise. So you can see here the curtain is flapping. It's moving from side to side. All right. Dusty means something is covered with dust. Here we have a shelf, and the shelf is covered with dust. So if you write your name or you draw some cartoons on it, so that what you have done would leave a mark in the dust. Okay. Now money box, a small closed box with a narrow opening into which children put coins as a way of saving money. I'm sure that you have, even now, some of you would have had some money that to put away, so you put it in a coin box like this. Okay, right. Next, teardrops fall. So it means to cry. Okay, all right. Crumple is a verb, and it means to crush something, typically paper or cloth, so that it becomes creased and wrinkled. Okay, so here's a picture of a person crumpling or crushing a piece of paper in his hand. Okay, note is a short informal letter. All right. Fire, of course, everybody knows fire. When you put something into the fire, it will burn. All right, and here, this is a picture of a fireplace, and there's fire in the fireplace. Usually in England, they have this fireplace in their living room because the weather in England is quite cold, especially in winter, so they need some warmth in their living room, so they will light up the fire, okay, in the living room. All right, in the fireplace, sorry. Now, roar, a loud, deep sound. Gust is a strong, sudden increase in the amount of speed. For example, in the amount of speed of rain or in wind. Okay, so a gust is a sudden, strong increase in the amount and speed of rain, for example. Wander, look at the spelling, W-A-N-D-E-R. This is a verb, and it means to walk slowly around or to a place, meaning to walk slowly around a place or to walk slowly to a place, often without any particular sense of purpose or direction, meaning to walk aimlessly. All right, here you see a person walking around, wandering around, okay, pacing. Another word would be pacing, to pace. Okay, right, next. let's take a look at the meaning of each line in the poem. Right, the first one, the first stanza. What has happened to Lulu mother? What has happened to Lu? So here, the persona is asking his or her mother about his or her sister Lulu. The use of Lu is an affectionate shortened form of Lulu. Now, there's nothing in her bed but an old rag doll, and by its side a shoe. Meaning, the persona says there is nothing on Lulu's bed except an old rag doll and a shoe by its side. Maybe the persona has gone into Lulu's room and he or she could not find Lulu anywhere except for an old rag doll and also a shoe. So here's a bed, and on the bed is a rag doll, and by its side just a shoe, not a pair of shoes. Now I wonder why. All right, next stanza. Why is her window white, mother? The curtain flapping free. So the persona is again asking a question. The persona is asking his or her mother about Lulu's bedroom window that is wide open, and the curtain is moving because of the wind from the open window. So the curtain was flapping free because of the open window. Right, next. So you can see a picture here again of the curtains flapping. Right. And only a circle on the dusty shelf where her money box used to be. So Lulu has a money box, but now there's only a circle. All right. So Lulu's money box is also missing, mark of a circle where the money box was. So here you have a shelf. Okay, and the shelf is covered with dust. There's a lot of dust here, and if you put a box there and then you take away the box, it would leave a circle or a mark on the shelf and where the money box has been. So you can see that there is a circle, okay, on the shelf. All right, next. Why do you turn your head? Again, another question. Why do you turn your head, mother? And why do teardrops fall? So, the persona is asking mother why she turns her head away from the persona. The persona asks why mother is crying. So, why did she turn her head away from the persona? And the persona asks why she is crying. And why do you crumple that note on the fire? So there was a note and mother was reading it, all right, and say it is nothing at all. So the persona asks why mother crumples the note she is reading and throws it into the fire. Here into the fire in the fireplace. Mother simply says that there is nothing to worry about. So here you have the fireplace and there's a fire blazing away here. So mother throws, okay, she crumples the note and she throws it into the fire. Now why is that? Okay, so you have to think about that. Next stanza. I woke to voices late last night. So what was the persona doing? So the persona was sleeping and then the persona woke up. Okay, he woke up. He was sleeping and then he woke up. All right. So the persona tells mother that he or she woke up from sleep because the persona heard some people talking. It was late at night. So the word voices there means, okay, more than one person is talking. So because of the plural voices. Okay, so that was why he woke up, because of the voices. He or she woke up. All right. Now, and then I heard an engine roar, meaning the persona heard the sound or the loud sounds of an engine, probably a car starting up and being driven away. Okay, so we have a car here, and the car is roaring, okay, making such a loud noise because maybe the car is speeding away quickly. Okay, all right. Next stanza. Why do you tell me the things I heard were a dream and nothing more? So again, the persona is asking mother why she says that what the persona heard was only in the persona's dream. Okay, all right, next. I heard somebody cry, mother, in anger or in pain. So the persona tells mother that he or she heard somebody crying in anger or in pain. All right, somebody, who? All right, but now I ask you why. Why is somebody crying? You say it was a gust of rain. So, but when the persona asks his or her mother, she says it is just the sound of rain. The persona asks why is somebody crying, but mother says it is just the sound of the rain. Okay. Why do you wander about as though you don't know what to do? So why is mother wandering about? Okay, walking about, pacing. So the persona wants to know why mother is pacing about or walking aimlessly. It looks as if mother does not know what to do or she is worried and in panic. So again the persona asks in the last two lines, what has happened to Lulu, mother? What has happened to Lulu? So again, the persona is asking mother about Lulu. Now the repeated question shows that the persona is really missing Lulu, or the persona is worried about her, or the persona is in confusion. Okay, so that is the last stanza, stanza 6. Now, let us recap. What did the persona notice or observe that night? Okay, number 1, in stanza 1, the persona noticed that Lulu is missing. Lulu is not in her room, and there's nothing in her bed, only an old rag doll and Lulu's shoe. One shoe, not a pair of shoes. Next, in stanza 2, the persona noticed Lulu's open window and the flapping curtain. And there is also a circle on the dusty shelf which shows that the money box is missing. All right. In stanza 3, the persona noticed that mother is crying, and mother also crumples the note in the fire. All right. Next, the persona, in stanza 4, the persona heard voices late at night, and the persona heard an engine roar. And in stanza 5, the persona heard somebody crying in anger or in pain. And then in stanza 6, the persona noticed or observed that mother is wandering about and mother looks worried. So these are the things that the persona heard, the persona noticed, or the persona observed that night. Okay, now let's go to the summary of the poem. In this poem, the persona tells us that his or her older sister Lulu is missing. The persona is asking mother what has happened to Lulu. There is nothing in her room and her money box has gone, with only an open window and an old rag doll left behind. Now mother is crying and she's burning a note in the fire. The persona thinks he or she heard voices and also the sound of a car in the middle of the night. But mother tells the persona that he or she was only dreaming. Okay, so that is the summary of the poem. So, what has happened to Lulu? Okay, look at this question. What has happened to Lulu? Now, this question requires an answer. Sorry, before that, let's take a look at this picture. What has happened to Lulu? So here you can see that Lulu has escaped or has run away. Okay, run away is a better word. Has run away. Okay, but the more important question is why? Why did she run away? Okay, so there are a lot of questions that need to be answered. All right, so now let's go to what has happened to Lulu. And the answer is Lulu has run away from home. Now here, I would like to focus on this sentence. Now, this sentence is in the present perfect tense. Okay, now, the present perfect tense. When you want to construct a sentence in the perfect tense, in the present perfect tense, you have to have the auxiliary, you have to use the auxiliary verb has or have, depending whether your subject is singular or plural, plus the past participle of the verb. Now, you remember your verb or not? So, you have the root verb, and then you have the past tense of the verb, and now we have the past participle. So, for example, if the root verb is run, so the past tense would be ran, and the past participle is run. So, what has happened to Lulu? So, here we have three examples of sentences. So, if you are going to construct a sentence in the present tense, Lulu runs away from home. For the past tense, Lulu ran away from home, and for the present perfect tense, Lulu has run away from home. So in this question, the best sentence or the best answer should be in the present perfect tense. Lulu has run away from home. Now, one of the uses of the present perfect tense is to describe an action that was completed in the recent past. It has just been completed. So here, Lulu has run away from home. Okay, it's a better sentence. Okay, now please refer to your teachers for further explanation of the past participle and also the present perfect tense. Okay, all right. Now let us take a look at the theme. Okay, there are many themes here. Themes refer to the overall meaning or the main idea in the poem. So one theme would be running away from home. This is a social issue where we will find that many teenagers run away from home because of one reason or another. Okay, all right. So that's one theme. Now another theme would be the importance of close family ties. So when we have close family ties, we'll be able to solve our differences, solve our problems better. Okay. Next is coping with the loss of a family member. So here Lulu has run away. So the persona is trying to cope with the loss of his sister. All right. Love for our family members. You can see that the persona was very concerned about his sister who is missing. The persona kept on asking questions. Okay, questions to his mother, but if you notice, the mother did not really answer his question truthfully. All right. Now, another theme would be the end of childhood. Okay. Here you can see that Lulu has left behind her rag doll. Now, rag doll is usually a rag doll usually belongs to a girl, but here you can see that Lulu has left it behind because maybe she thinks that she is no longer a girl and she has left it behind. Okay, she has matured. She has matured into maybe a young adult. Okay, and also the loss of innocence. And I think this is an important theme: parent-child relationship. In any relationship, there is bound to be problem, especially in a relationship between a parent and a child. Also, how do we resolve certain issues in the relationship is very important. Okay, so that we can stay together as a family. Okay, and one more theme is about grief, where mother is very sad, okay, that her child has run away, and also about love. Okay, the love of mother to her child Lulu. All right, so these are the themes that we can find in the poem. All right, and then moral values. There are a lot of moral values. I only listed 3 here. Number 1, we must not run away from home. Number 2, having close family ties is important. And number 3, we must love our family members. All right, those are the themes and moral value. Now, let us go to tips on how to answer questions based on this poem. All right, as usual, there are only 4 questions for this section D. If I'm not mistaken, there are 4 questions, A, B, C, and D usually. So you have to read, you have to allocate about 10 minutes to answer this part of the literature component of your 1119 paper 2, all right, section D. So read the question carefully, write short answers based on the poem. Do not quote or copy directly from the poem unless the question asks you to do so. For example, in the question, which line? And then, if the question states that you must use your own words, then you must answer in your own words. If the question asks for your own opinion, you should give your own ideas and do not look for the answers from the poem or leave lines from the poem. Your answer should be logical and relevant. And then, correct spelling is very important because you might not get the mark if you spell wrongly, all right? Especially when you are quoting or you are lifting lines from the poem. All right. Again, I'm doing a little bit of revision here. We have already discussed the keywords in the question that you have to look for. Okay. The keywords are word. Okay, so you need to just give one word in the answer, the phrase, okay, and also line. Okay, I'm sure you know this already. All right. Word meaning one word, phrase is a group of words, and line is a group of words in one line of the poem. So if you can see here in stanza 1, there are 4 lines in stanza 1. All right. Now, let us now take a look at the question. I will read the question and I will give you a few seconds to answer. Please try to answer. Okay, who is the persona? Okay, so the answer would be Lulu's sibling, because sibling can refer to either a brother or a sister. Lulu's younger brother. And next answer is Lulu's younger sister. Now, why must you say younger? Why must you write younger brother or sister? Why can't you use elder? Because the persona is a child. How do you know that the persona is a child? From the affectionate name of Lulu which the child used. That is the use of Lu in the question. What has happened to Lu? Okay, so that usually only a child would use short form or an affectionate name for a person that they love. And then number 2 would be in the repeated answers that, the repeated question that the child asks. Okay, the child asks. So that also shows that the persona is a younger brother or sister of Lulu. And one more would be, I think, in mother's refusal to tell the truth to the persona. Okay, because mother kept on giving excuses. It was a gust of rain. You are only dreaming. There's nothing. It is nothing. So it just shows that the mother did not want the persona to know the truth. Maybe because the persona is a young child. So any 3 answer is correct. Okay. Now, what do you think has happened to Lulu? So you know the answer. She has run away from home, and she ran away from home is also another correct answer. Now, next. From stanza 2, how did Lulu leave the house? Or how did Lulu run away? From stanza 2. Okay, let's take a look at stanza 2. Why is her window white, mother? The curtain flapping free, and only a circle on the dusty shelf where her money box used to be. If you look at this, the 4 lines in this stanza, stanza 2, now which line would be the clue to how Lulu ran away? Okay, so which one? The curtain flapping free, only a circle on the dusty shelf where her money box used to be. So these 3 lines 2, 3 and 4 do not give us a clue as to how she ran away. So, but line 1, why is her window white, mother? So the window was white, it was at night. So if you answer why is her window white, does that answer the question how? That is a leaf or a quote from stanza 2. Would that answer the question how? Okay, window white. So the answer should be through the window. That is how Lulu left the house, or Lulu ran away. Okay, through the window. She escaped through the window. She jumped through the window. Can be the answer. Okay, right? Because the question asks for how. Next, which word in the poem means piggy bank? Okay, which word? All right. So money box, or where her money box used to be. So the answer obviously is money box, because, and if you look at money box, there is a hyphen there, and this is accepted as one word. All right. Next, which phrase indicates that the persona's mother is crying? So the question asks for a phrase. So, and why do teardrops fall? What is that? Yes, that is a line. Okay, and teardrops fall is a phrase. Okay, so that's the answer. All right. Now let's take a look at the next question. All right, maybe I'll give you a few seconds to find the answer. All right, so this question asks for a line. So, and why do teardrops fall? Teardrops. Of course, the answer is why do teardrops fall? Okay, why do the teardrops fall? Sorry. Next, what did Lulu take with her? Answer very easy, her money box. Okay. Next, in the poem, which phrase means walking aimlessly? Okay, here the question asks for a phrase. Okay, wonder and wander about. Now, which one is the answer? And we have one more here, wander about. What is the difference between wander about and wander about? Anyone? Okay, what's the difference? Okay, both are verbs. Okay, both are verbs, and then but the spelling of W-A-N-D-E-R meaning it means to pace or to walk. But wonder will be to know, the desire to know something, meaning you are curious about something, you want to think about something. So this is more of thinking and pondering and also speculating about something. Whereas W-A-N-D-E-R meaning to walk about aimlessly. All right? So there is a difference. Now why do I highlight this? This is because sometimes when you write the answer, I know it is an exam situation, so you would be a bit careless in your spelling. So please try to write and to spell correctly, because you might not get the mark if you spell wrongly. Okay? So number 1 is wrong because the question asks for a phrase. So the answer is wander about and not wander about. Okay? Right, next. In stanza 2, what causes the curtain to flap freely? So, I have here two answers. I know that you know the answer, but let us think about why the answer, the window is open, is wrong. Okay, the answer is obviously the wind, but why is the window open wrong? This is because the window might be open, okay, but there is no wind. So, the curtain will not move or the curtain will not flap. So that is why you need to answer, you need to think of the answer carefully before you write the answer. Okay? Next. Now I'm asking for your opinion. In your opinion, who wrote the note and to who wrote the note and to whom was it addressed? Now if you answer Lulu and mother, now, the answers are correct, but I am afraid that the examiner will not accept the answer because it is not clear who wrote and to whom was it addressed. Okay, so here you have to construct sentences. But don't worry about writing your sentences because you, as I have said time and again, you can use the question, who wrote the note? And to whom was it addressed as your sentence. So, who wrote the note? Very easy. Lulu wrote the note. The second one, this is in question form, to whom was it addressed? Okay, but when you want to write it in sentence form, then the subject and will be followed by the verb. It is there already. Was it? That is in question form. And for sentence form, it is it was. It becomes it was. It was addressed to mother. So this is a clearer answer to the question, and this will ascertain that you will get the marks. Whereas for the first answer, Lulu and mother, I'm a bit afraid that you will not get the mark. Okay, so try to be very careful because this is exam situation. All right, next. Right. In stanza 4, whose voices do you think the persona heard? Now, here the question asks for plural voices, meaning more than one person. Okay, so let's take a look at stanza 4 first. I woke to voices late last night. I heard an engine roar. Why do you tell me the things I heard were a dream and nothing more? So, voices. Now, if you answer Lulu's voice, because if you look at the stanza will give you a clue as to the answer. Okay, for example, here you see the word heard. Aha, so that's the answer. Okay, so you put the answer as I woke to voice. I think I made a mistake here. Let's go again to the question. In stanza 4, whose voices do you think the persona heard? So the persona heard voices, meaning more than one. So whose voices was it? If you answer Lulu's voice, then it is wrong because the question asks for more than one voice. So the obvious answer will be Lulu's and mother's voices. Okay, all right, that's the answer. All right, next. What do the things in stanza 4 refer to? What do the things in stanza 4 refer to? All right, I woke to voices late last night. I heard an engine roar. Why do you tell me the things I heard were a dream and nothing more? So the clue is in the stanza. Okay, the clue is in the stanza. So voices and the things I heard. So the things I heard here, okay, is, so here the question requires for more than one thing. So the obvious answer is I heard an engine roar. So that is the obvious answer, but there's only one. Now what other things did Lulu hear? Okay, so if you look at the stanza, all right, so what is the clue? The clue is if you just answer an engine roar, that is only one thing. So you need more than one. So look at this line. I woke to voices late last night. So here, the persona was sleeping and he woke up. Why? Because he heard voices. So that is why the answer should be voices and an engine roar. Okay? Or voices and the roar of an engine. Then only it is correct. Okay? So you have to look at the clues in the stanza to find your answer. Okay? I hope I have explained it clearly to you. Alright, now let's go to the next line. Which line suggests that Lulu has run away? So the line is, why is her window white, mother? Or line 5. This happens frequently in exams where students would write just the line number, and that is wrong. So please be very careful of your answer. Okay? Next, why was mother crying? Okay, why was mother crying? Okay, now she was upset, she was disappointed with Lulu's action, it can be that, or it can be she was saddened by Lulu's action. Okay, can also be another answer. Alright, now let's go to the HOTS questions, the higher order thinking skills question, which usually carry two marks. Okay, the question carries 2 marks. Okay. Look at this question. How do you know that the money box was missing? I'm going to give you a few seconds to find the answer. How do you know? So here you need to construct sentences. You cannot just leave from the poem. Why is her window white, mother? The curtain flapping free, and only a circle on the dusty shelf where her money box used to be. Now what's the answer? If you write, and only a circle on the dusty shelf, is that the answer? No, that is a line from the poem. Right? So you have to construct your own sentences. For example, this is one example of your answer. There was a circle mark on the dusty shelf where the money box used to be. Okay, that's the answer. Again, all right. So there was a circle there. Okay, that's the answer. In your opinion, who helped Lulu to run away? Give a reason for your answer. I like this question. Because here we can speculate and we can give our own opinion. So who do you think helped Lulu to run away? Okay. So a friend, a boyfriend, it can be other answers also. Alright, and the reason. What is the reason that you say that is a friend or a boyfriend? Okay, I have my reason here. There are other reasons because the persona heard an engine roar. So someone is waiting for Lulu. So that someone is a friend or a boyfriend is waiting for Lulu in the car to help her run away. Okay, because of the roar of the engine, meaning somebody must be outside her room. Just now you can, during the introduction, you can see the hand knocking on the window pane. So maybe that person is knocking to give a signal for Lulu to open her window and to run away. Isn't it? Okay, right? Okay, right. Next. From stanza 3, in your opinion, what was the content of the note? What was written in the note? Okay, so what do you think? What is the content? Okay, for example, this is one. Lulu wrote or told her mother that she has run away. So in the note it says, "Dear mother, I've run away." Okay, for example. Okay. Alright, or Lulu told her mother the reason or the reasons why she ran away. So she wrote that, okay, I have run away, and the reason is there's something there, the reason. For example, I'm angry at you, or I have problems, something like that. Good, the reasons. All right. Next, from stanza 3, why did mother crumple the note? So the action of crumpling, okay, will indicate mother's feeling. Okay. Angry, is that an answer? Angry. Would this answer, would the word angry here answer the question why? Okay, so you have to be very careful on how you answer your question. So here, it's better if you construct a sentence. For example, a sentence here, mother was angry or she was angry. That was why she crumpled the note. Okay. For this one, what was mother's feeling? As for this, you can just answer angry, so that's the feeling, or she was angry, also can. Alright. Alright, the persona's mother was sad because Lulu went missing or ran away from home. If you were the persona, what would you do to console mother? What would you do? So here, the answer requires an action and also a reason. Now, what is the meaning of the word console? So, console means to comfort her, or to cheer her up, okay, or to soothe her. All right. So, but the best word would be to console or to comfort mother. So, what is the action? For example, you can say, I would advise her. I have here two first. Two action. I would advise her. And I would advise her. Look at the spelling of the word advise. Now, you have to be very careful of your answer here. Because advise, A-D-V-I-C-E, is a noun. And advise, A-D-V-I-S-E, is a verb. So if you are answering, or if you are using the question would here to construct your sentence to answer the question, I would, when you use the word would, that is the modal verb, and it has to be followed by a verb. So here it is a noun, so that is wrong. So the answer, I would advise her, is correct. Now, if your answer is give her an advice, then the answer is correct, because here, give is the action, and what you're giving her is a noun, that is the advice. If you answer, give her an advice, it is wrong, because here, advice is the verb. So, please be careful of your choice of words. Alright? Again, the same question, we're looking at do. So, the action is, I would help mother to search for Lulu, and the reason, I don't want mother to be sad, I don't want her to worry. Can be, and there are of course a lot of other reasons. Just be logical in your answer. Okay, right. Give two evidence which indicate that Lulu has disappeared. So 1, 2. So I have here 3, and any 2 would be correct. Okay. 2 evidence. The window is wide open. The money box is missing. There is a sound of a vehicle speeding away. Okay, what excuse did mother give when the persona asked her about the cry that the persona heard? Why did mother say so? So, excuse. Okay, excuse is what excuse, what explanation, what reason did mother give? What justification did mother give when the persona asked about the cry that the persona heard? Why did she say so? So you need to, one is an excuse and one is the reason. So in in stanza 5, I heard somebody cry mother in anger or in pain, but now I ask you why mother? You say it was a gust of rain. So the excuse, you say it was a gust of rain. Is that correct? No, because that answer is wrong, because it is lifted from the stanza or from the poem. So the answer is, it was a gust of rain. So that would be the correct answer. Okay. So it was a gossip. And what is the reason? Mother did not want the persona to know the truth, or mother did not want the persona to worry. So because the persona is just a child. Okay, can be the answer. All right. Now, what does the line, why do you wonder about, as though you tell you about mother's feeling? Why? So you need a feeling and also reason. Okay, so the feeling can be mother was worried, and the reason would be Lulu might be hurt, or Lulu might never return. So that was why mother was wondering about. She was very worried. Okay. Now another question, how should mother and Lulu resolve or solve or overcome their issue? Now I'm using a lot of words here just to show you that, there are many words that can mean the same thing, more or less. So the answer here, if you use the word should here, you should use the word should in the question. So you just answer they should followed by a verb. Okay, that will help you in constructing the answer. Okay, now this question, this is a good question. Do you think that Lulu will come back? Give a reason for your answer. Do you think that Lulu will come back? So that would need a yes or no answer, and then you give a reason. I'm very curious to know your answer for this question. Okay. That's why I didn't write my answer. I want you to give me your answer. Maybe you can post it. All right? All right. Now, these are other hot questions that maybe you can take a you can take a screenshot, and then maybe you can answer them during your free time. I'll give you a few seconds to take a screenshot. Okay, and here are the websites that I have used to prepare my presentation for today, and I would like to give credit to them, okay, and to say thank you. All right. Now, so that is all from me. Before I end this session, let us recap what we have learned today. So in this session, we have looked at what had happened to Lulu. We have looked at the line by line, or I'm missing the line by line. That line by line meaning or analysis. Okay, we have looked at themes, okay, and also moral values, and also we have looked at tips on how to answer questions based on the poem. All right. I hope you have enjoyed our session, and I think this is our finals. This is my final session with you, okay? And I hope that you are able to understand what I have delivered. Hopefully, it will help you in answering section D of your SPM paper. Before I stop, just a few reminders. Stay safe, stay at home. Please continue studying. The Hari Raya is over, and now is the time for you to keep studying for your exam. So keep up the hard work, all right? Keep up the good work. Thank you to the frontliners. You are our heroes. Thank you to JPN Perlis, JAIPs and MAIPs for giving me this opportunity to take part in this program. So finally, that is all from me. Sekian, wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Daripada Anas bin Malik radhiyallahu anhu berkata, Nabi SAW pernah berdoa, Allahumma inni a'udzubika minal barasi wal jununi wal juzami wa min sayil asqam. Ya Allah, aku berlindung denganmu daripada penyakit sopak, penyakit gila, penyakit kusta dan penyakit-penyakit yang buruk. Hadis diriwayatkan oleh Al-Imam Abu Dawud dengan sanad yang sahih.